I'm Mckenna, and I'm going to be talking about history and background. So, what is a natural disaster? A natural disaster is severe weather that poses a threat to human health and safety and infrastructure and homeland security. It can subject a nation to economic loss, insecurity, and disruption, and they can be in the form of winter storms, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, wildfires, or earthquakes. So the most costly natural disaster in U.S. history is Hurricane Katrina, which happened in 2005 off the coast of Louisiana, and it was $160 billion in damage. But some other honorable mentions from U.S. history were Hurricane Harvey in 2017, Hurricane Sandy in 2012, Hurricane Andrew in 1992, and the 1994 LA earthquake, which were all in $1 billion worth of damage. So how do natural disasters affect tourism? Flights and transportation are canceled, tourist attractions can be damaged for long periods of time, landscape and infrastructure are affected, and it can cause great economic loss. But it does bring in storm tracers who like to see all of the natural disasters, and reconstruction jobs increase afterwards, and media coverage brings in a lot of publicity.
Toby shows, and I'm going to be talking about some of the facts behind the impact of natural disaster on tourism-dependent countries. As you can see here, there are plenty of countries around the world that are heavily reliant on tourism with regards to their economy. Some countries like Macau, the Maldives, the British Virgin Islands, and even here in the United States we have several of our largest cities that are dependent upon tourism for their economies. And so the impact is even greater of natural disasters when they ravage and rage through some of these places.
One thing these areas have in common is that they are densely populated, which show that they are economic hotspots for tourism, but are also near bodies of water, which make them more prone to natural disasters. Hey everyone, I'm Brandon. I'm going to be presenting the economics portion of the poster. On average, it costs about $45 million to rebuild the city after a Category 5 or higher disaster. It costs about $28 billion a year from hurricane damage, 55% of that, which is found in Florida. Moving on to the facts, Philippines, China, Japan, Bangladesh are the most at-risk places in the world for natural disasters. New Orleans is the only U.S. city placed in the top 50 most at-risk locations for natural disasters. Moving on, U.S. investments in risky regions make them the second greatest economically at-risk country due to natural disasters.
Hi, my name is Marin, and I'll be talking about recommendations and solutions. So for some recommendations and solutions, these help us understand that preventing a natural disaster is impossible, but alleviating the damages a natural disaster causes is possible. This leads us to analyze a way to improve infrastructures in tourism-dependent areas, which could allow a tourism-dependent country to overcome problems of fiscal hardship that arise when damaged areas need to be fixed and renewed to attract tourists. One popular approach of reconstructing and improving infrastructures is by building a core house, which is what they're doing here. And this is just like any other home, but it's different in that it's smaller and more disaster resilient. This is one recommendation that has been implemented by Habitat for Humanity, which has been a plan that has become successful after people who were suffering from the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami had a core house to live in. These core homes were also able to withstand an earthquake in Indonesia in 2009, which further proves that core homes could help local communities that may be affected by a natural disaster in the near future. Another way to utilize a resource in order to ensure that tourism-dependent areas could be helped is that we could help the local community by safeguarding homes before a disaster impacts a tourism-dependent area. For instance, as listed here, some recommendations are to install storm shutters and backflow valves. These could help in that they will protect exposed windows and glass that may break from flying debris. Other protection measures include elevating surfaces, securing roofs with hurricane straps, and organizing home inspections, which are all ways to prevent as much damage from affecting homes or even buildings that are key to attracting tourists in an area.
My name is Diana Lee, and I'll be covering the other recommendations and solutions our group researched. As stated here, it is necessary to educate the general public about the environment because it will allow them to have the skills to make responsible decisions when a natural disaster affects them or a surrounding area. This solution is something Habitat for Humanity has done, in which Habitat and its partners have worked with different organizations to spread awareness and concern for those affected by these natural disasters. Furthermore, they have also offered training through different programs, which serve as evidence on how we can help these tourism-dependent countries thrive even when a natural disaster comes upon them. Donations and contributions are solutions that have been utilized quite often as well. As seen here, American Red Cross and Habitat for Humanity have proven that contributions can be used to help these tourism-dependent countries. Some of the donations that they received were used for cash for work components, which help families receive support, which in turn help boost the local economy. Whether it be through human resources or financial support, organizations have shown that contributions can help rekindle growth in a tourist-dependent area impacted by a natural disaster.